Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Friday, May 9th, 2025. A traffic stop in 29 Palms led to an arrest for investigation into possession of meth and someone else's handgun. On Sunday at around 8:15 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle with code violations in the 55,500 block of 29 Palms Highway. They identified the driver of the vehicle as Matthew Brock, 28, and say that he was in possession of suspected methamphetamine and a handgun that was registered to a different person. Brock was taken into custody. Matthew Brock was arrested for suspicion of possessing a controlled substance while armed and carrying a loaded handgun, of which he was not the owner. Caltrans has announced that they will conduct a pavement project on State Route 247 starting May 18th, with work continuing through the autumn of this year. Crews will be working Sundays through Thursdays from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. on State Route 247, known locally as Old Woman Springs Road. The construction will be happening between 29 Palms Highway in Yucca Valley and Gin Road in Johnson Valley, and operations will require lane closures. Caltrans says wait times are expected to be approximately 20 minutes. Stay tuned to Z107.7 for more specific updates about closures as they approach. May is Motorcycle Safety Month, but in Southern California, where riding is year-round, your awareness should be too. Online news editor Robert Hayden joins us with some motorcycle safety reminders for everyone on the road.
Southern California is a motorcycle enthusiast's dream, with more rideable sunny days down here than almost anywhere else in the country. And while others have to store their motorcycles for a winter's nap, some of the best riding around here happens from January to May, where temps stay low and you can ride all day without breaking too much of a sweat. However, motorcycle traffic does increase in spring around here, which means more chance for accidents, especially during busy weekends when car and pedestrian traffic can create plenty of distractions. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration data, in California, 634 motorcyclists were killed in 2022, which was an increase of 3.8% from 2021. If you're a driver, keep your eyes on your mirrors, especially when changing lanes. Motorcyclists can legally lane split in California. That's when a motorcycle uses the center lane to move to the front of traffic. It's also referred to as lane filtering, and the practice, if used responsibly, can help cars flow better and keep motorcyclists out of bumper-to-bumper traffic when distractions can lead to accidents. It's also a holdover from when motorcycles were all air-cooled and you had to keep them moving. You should always give a motorcycle plenty of room when following, and because motorcycles can be more difficult to spot in oncoming traffic, pay extra attention when making a turn that crosses opposing lanes. Small accidents between two cars usually result in an insurance claim, where a collision with a motorcyclist can have much more serious implications. If you're out riding a motorcycle, always remember to keep your headlight on and gear up for the slide, not just for the ride. The open desert can be tempting to twist your wrists and do the ton, but save that type of risky riding for the track or closed areas where you don't have pedestrian traffic. And if you're out riding off-road in the thousands of miles of beautiful OHV land available to us, keep your head on a swivel and watch out for other riders out there having just as much fun as you. And there's also safety in numbers. You can meet other riders so you can get out there into groups when going out and enjoying the endless miles. There's a bike night meetup for riders of all types of motorcycles this Saturday at All Roads Desert Market in Yucca Valley starting at 6 p.m. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
As part of their annual scholarship program, the Morongo Basin Conservation Association has awarded college scholarships to 3 local graduating high school seniors. The MBCA awards $1,000 to 3 students who have committed to including conservation and environmental interests in their education and career plans. MBCA's Conservation Scholarship has been awarded to Jocelyn Gonzalez of Yucca Valley High School, who is planning to study biological sciences at Cal State Fullerton. The Women's STEAM Scholarship is provided anonymously by 2 generations of women who held careers in STEAM fields. Molly Brown of Yucca Valley High School is this year's recipient, and the scholarship will help fund her study at University of Utah in chemical engineering. And the Riemann Scholarship, given in memory of renowned local artist, conservationist, and MBCA member Steve Riemann to a student interested in environmentally conscious creativity, was awarded to Megan Arbayo of Yucca Valley High School, who will study dance and psychology at San Diego State University. A free short film screening from local artists is happening tonight at the Art Queen Complex in Joshua Tree. The film, called Chicano Moses and La Bruja de Landers, was written by and stars local artist Joe Alvarez and was directed by Jose Garcia Davis. The film was shot in Landers and Yucca Valley, and there will be a live soundtrack performed by Los Ponchos Tones. The free, family-friendly screening kicks off tonight at 7:30 p.m. Bring a lawn chair to the Art Queen Complex in downtown Joshua Tree, just behind La Matadora and the Beauty Bubble. Summer movies continue at the Yucca Valley Community Center courtyard today. The town of Yucca Valley's Recreation Department is hosting outdoor movies for this and the next 3 Friday nights. Everyone is invited to bring a lawn chair to the family-friendly films. Tonight, the town will be screening Cars, in which a hotshot race car, Lightning McQueen, gets stranded in the small town of Radiator Springs while en route to the biggest race of his career. As he repairs the town's roads, he learns the value of friendship, humility, and slowing down to appreciate life. For a full list of upcoming films, visit this story at Z107.7fm.com. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the film begins at 7 p.m. Tickets are $2 and include popcorn. You can purchase tickets in advance at yucca-valley.org. Tortoise Rock Casino wants to ask, how do you like me now? Well, if you like Toby Keith, then you'll like them a lot. You caught them at a good time, because Toby, a Toby Keith tribute act, takes the stage at the casino tonight for the return of their free Live at the Rock concert series. The free show kicks off tonight at 8 p.m. You must be 18 years or older to attend, or 16 and up accompanied by an adult over 21. The Desert Goddess Center is a new women's space in Morongo Valley, operated by local women's studies scholar and activist Jane Demente, who has started this resource center, workshop room, and educational retail space to raise awareness of women's overlooked historical narrative and current issues. Reporter Gabriel Hart chatted with Demente to get a deeper understanding of the goals of the center and what she calls herstory versus history.
Years ago, Demente ran the women's-centric cultural center Magdalene in Los Angeles, eventually retiring and relocating to Morongo Valley. But due to recent American socio-political developments, she decided it was time to reach out to local activists to see how she could help.
When this happened, I spoke to women in my community that are activists, and they said, you can't do everything, do what you can, and this is what I can do. So what it is a combination of women's studies and women's spirituality, and we've created something called Her Story. So it's a different narrative than the one we were brought up with, which is his story.
Launched in conjunction with a startup loan application, Demente says the next step will be filing for a 501c3 nonprofit status, with a longer-term goal of opening an institute somewhere in the Morongo Basin. In the meantime, the center is offering tiered memberships that will include discounts on merchandise and classes. Demente says the classes taught at the center will include lunar astrology, Reiki, and a Thursday night women's studies masterclass series starting next week and running through July. Starting with the film on Lithuanian anthropologist Maria Gimbutas, whose teachings Demente says women's studies based women's spirituality upon. In addition to the workshops that Demente says will focus largely on, quote, trajectory towards maturity and sovereignty for women young and old, the space sells affordable art in their gallery and merchandise representing educational and activist plights, like the colorful purses she pointed out.
And they're hand-woven by the women in Colombia that live in villages where they don't have access to water. So they have to walk 10 miles or more to bags. They're actually water bags, as pretty as they are. That's what they do. It's a tight weave, they hold water.
Wow.
And they bring it back to the village. And this is a daily routine. So what this company does is take the profits and buy water towers. So far they've given out, I think they said 8 water towers.
While woman-focused, Demente says the center is open to men as long as they're interested in learning more about women's studies.
Yeah, we try to keep the model inclusive.
Yeah.
We're not, we love our men.
Sure.
So we share it, but we do a lot of other things. It's a gathering place for women to come, network, feel safe, talking about things they maybe don't talk about in their normal life.
To kick off Mother's Day weekend on Saturday, May 10th, the center will offer a free kids art class from 9 to 11 a.m., followed by a Mother's Day high tea beginning at 11:30. Desert Goddess Center is located at 49875 29 Palms Highway in Morongo Valley, right next to Morongo Cookie Company. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
And finally, the Rotary Club of 29 Palms recently honored the Teacher of the Month in support of excellence in local education. 29 Palms Junior High School Principal Derek Swem said he selected Carrie Cole as Teacher of the Month because of her outstanding work and dedication. Swem said Cole makes a big difference for success for students with an active, in-depth English program and in the classroom with a positive attitude and well-prepared instruction. Cole thanked the Rotary Club and said that the community support was appreciated and inspirational. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.